Okay, you're welcome back. Like we said, we did say that first conversation will be the collapsed building in Lagos, Nigeria. Recently, Nigeria has been experiencing collapsed building in the country, particularly churches in Anambra, Edo, and Lagos State. The major one is the collapsed building of Synagogue Church, which is said to be a guest house. The Synagogue Church of All Nations in Lagos State experienced a major collapse on September the 12th, which left about 115 people dead.
Over 100.
Over 115, because
Okay.
they said it's about 115
okay.
officially. South African government is saying that over 100 people were said to have died, but the federal government from their own end, but the federal government is saying it's only about 115 in all, and about 84 citizens of South Africa were said to have lost their lives. Well, speaking with us this morning right here in the studio, I will start with a lady who's the first female town planner in Africa. It's great to have her here. She's also the chairman, Building Collapse Prevention Guild, BCPG, Mrs. Catherine George, a town planner. Great to have you here. Good morning. And then on the other side, we've got two gentlemen. We've got engineer Orefadayami on my immediate right. He's the Deputy National President of Nigerian Institute of Structural Engineers, NISC. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
And just beside him is Dare Daramola, who's a public affairs analyst. I'm sorry, Ugolano. I mixed that. Yes, so Dare Ugolano, great to have you here, Dare. Yeah, but we'll go first to South Africa because we've been able to lay hands on a gentleman who's been really nice speaking with us this morning and during the course of the week. His name is Anthony Vanderville, who is an eyewitness at the synagogue building collapse, and he's joining us by phone, and we'll talk about his experience. It's one that breaks my heart considering what has happened, and at times I do wonder why we allow things of this nature to happen. But we'll hear the story of Anthony first. Anthony, good morning and welcome to Sunrise this morning.
Good morning.
Anthony, let's start with the fact that from conversation with you during the course of the week, you lost your wife in this incident, didn't you?
Yes, I lost my wife. I was myself underneath in the building, in the dining room, when the building collapsed on top of us.
Okay. What really happened? Were you in the building and what did you hear, or were you out of the building and your wife and niece and a few other people were there, and by the time you got back, you realized the building has collapsed? Tell us the story.
What happened is that we were on our way to have our lunch at around 12 o'clock before the building collapsed. We were in the dining room on the ground floor. As we were talking, and then all of a sudden, I just noticed that the wall on the opposite side, I just hear this bang, and then it breaks out. And when we looked up, when we stand up and run about, it just took about 3 seconds. And then the whole building came on top of us and just closed everything around us. And we were lying under this slab. This is when we started realizing this building is now collapsed on top of us.
Okay, tell us how many floors were in this building?
How many?
The building, how many floors did it have? Is it 1-story building, 2-story, 3-story? And what floor were you on when it happened?
We were on the ground floor, and I think it was about 7 floors of the building that came down on top of us.
Okay, now when you were in the dining, it happened, your wife was there with you?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, now your wife being there with you, how did you escape death on this particular day?
You see, it happened in, like I told you, in 3 seconds. There's no way that anyone could make any plan or any way of jumping to in 3 seconds. We walk, we jump up and just move about 1-2 steps, and the slab is just down on the floor.
I mean, if it was, Anthony, I'm sorry to break in. If it was an earthquake, what you will hear is the rumbling that will make people begin to think, oh, something is wrong, we got to run. But you're talking about a building collapse that even you said it took about 3 seconds, and within 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, it's happened. You don't have the time to start running anywhere. Was there any rumbling of any sort that could have alerted people to the fact that this is beginning to happen or is on the verge of happening, and then 3 seconds later it happened?
There is no way. You see, can I be frank with you?
Okay.
Many people all over the world, even the reporters in South Africa, is trying to point finger at the structure, the building, how it was built, what material is being used. I'm a building contractor, and as I was walking around during the week, I could see the quality of the material being used to build that building. And it was top quality material, including the steel. And if 1 or 2 columns should have not been built right, and it collapsed, then the building would have gone to the other side. This building came down all 4 sides, as it's been like they do in the cities when they demolish a building. That is what happened. But no one of the news reporters is talking about the footage that's been sent to them by the prophet of the plane that was hovering around, flying very low. That's been taken photos of South Africans that was there. No one is talking about that plane who was going 4 times over the building, very, very low.
Okay.
And the 4th time when it left, the whole building collapsed.
Okay.
See, that's why I don't understand the media.
Okay.
I really don't know. I don't know who they want to corner.
All right, Anthony.
Putting the blame on the prophet.
Okay, Anthony, let me put a question to you then, because it will seem like you are implying, and some members of the church are implying, that an aircraft flying over the building is one of the things we should be investigating, and rightly so. But the question is, was a bomb dropped on the building by this aircraft? Because an aircraft flying over the building does not create enough vibration to make the building collapse, I will think. So what do you think could have been the impact of this plane or aircraft flying over the building 3, 4, 5 times, whatever number of times? What do you think would have been the impact of it? Did it drop a bomb, or did it detonate something that could have led to the collapse of the building?
Yes, the thing is, as you said, all these things need to be investigated. And one thing is sure, the truth will prevail soon. We cannot say any bomb has been dropped, because the footage that you get from the camera don't show that a bomb has been dropped. The footage from the photos has been taken. You couldn't see whether when you went over the building that he dropped anything. But it's only when he moved away for the 4th time, the building collapsed, and you haven't seen the plane again. So you can just see it out for yourself.
Okay. Is there a thought?
We don't have concrete evidence that he dropped the bomb.
Okay, if I were to ask you to express your inner thought, your deep feeling or gut instinct about this, because you understand building, like you said, as a contractor, with that knowledge and the way you've described very vividly, the way the building came down is not tilting to one side or the other. It's not a case of one of the pillars collapsed and then it costed, but it just practically came crashing down on all sides. If that be the case, Anthony, what do you think could have caused it?
What do I think done the collapse?
What do you think could have caused the collapse? You have some knowledge of building construction.
Yes. for a building to go down like that.
Yes.
You know, when they demolish a building in the cities, all these tall buildings, they plant dynamite on all corners. They are experts planting the dynamite, and when they press that detonator, the building comes down the same way this building came down. So there's no way that you could even put one dynamite at one corner or throw one bomb at one corner, and the building would have fallen into their direction. You see? So it must have been four corners being put that whatever device it causes